Let me tell you what occurred, and then the vehicle that we really need some help locating. At about 1:45 this afternoon, there were 3 Good Samaritans traveling south on Berkeley Road when they noticed a man trying to wave down or flag down help just over my left shoulder here. They noticed that there was a lot of blood. They pulled their 2 trucks over, and the third person pulled their vehicle over, and they ran back to ask him what happened. He was bleeding profusely. What they noticed was he had some severe injuries, and he said, "I was robbed." And they said, "Well, is anyone else hurt?" And they said, "Yes, in the house." So some of the Good Samaritans, I don't know if all 3 of them went in at this point in the investigation, went into the house and found another man. He is deceased in the house from a very violent death. Of course, they dialed 911, EMS and fire arrived, and as a result of our investigation up to this point, what we can determine is there is a blue Dodge Ram pickup truck missing. It is a 2008, or is estimated to be a 2008, blue Dodge Ram pickup, and the tag number on that is Z-Zulu 2 SKD, Sierra Kilo Delta, Zulu 2 SKD, and it is a handicap tag. This blue Dodge pickup truck also is reported to have kind of like fence rails on one side. Now, that belongs to the victim, and it is missing. We are presuming at this point in time a murder suspect or suspects are in possession of this vehicle. Now, quite frankly, we were early into the investigation. We're dealing with preliminary information. We've not found any eyewitnesses to the horrific event other than the one man. That man is currently at a local hospital in emergency surgery trying to save his life. He's in extremely critical condition, as is reported to us at this time. So with that information, we need to find the blue Dodge Ram truck. This is preliminary, as I always tell you. We tell you what we know early on, and it's subject to change as the investigation unfolds. In addition to that, while I've got you here, there's just been a train versus a pedestrian crash that I'm on the way to up near Haines City, and there's supposed to be a fatality involved in that, a train versus a pedestrian. Is there any other questions that you can ask that I probably won't answer?
Sheriff, the Good Samaritans right now, could possibly have saved this man's life with a surgery, is that correct?
Well, obviously, they very well could have saved his life. They ran to his help, not knowing what was wrong, and then went into that house. I mean, they took an obvious risk, whether they were clearly aware of that at the time. Fortunately for them, the suspect had left. We don't know if there's one or more suspects, but they discovered that the man was deceased in the house and the man at the road was severely injured.
So, Sheriff, I guess the guy that was alive must have been hurt so bad he couldn't give a good description of a suspect? What happened?
We know that he was significantly injured, and he has given us some information that we're not releasing. But if he had given us information that would help with the capture, we would either have him captured, or if we needed your help, we would provide that information to you. But I can tell you that what we were able to get from our victim was very limited, and we actually got more from the Good Samaritans than from him. By the time EMS, fire, and our deputies arrived, his condition was deteriorating rapidly.
And you said you believe it was a robbery?
That's what our victim told the Good Samaritans, that he was robbed. But I can tell you this, he was more than robbed. He's very critical, and whoever this other person is in the house is deceased. Now, we haven't peeled back all the layers to the onion yet. We don't know what the end result will be, but I can tell you this, that we've got our full homicide team here, our intelligence team here, air support, and we've got cars on the ground. Hillsborough County is assisting us in the investigation at this time because we had some initial information that the vehicle may be in the South Plant City area, actually south of the city. So we are looking in the eastern Hillsborough area, and the western Hillsborough area, and the eastern Hillsborough area, the western Polk County area, down near Willow Oak, Mulberry, and all through south of Plant City and Highway 39 down to 60 in that quadrant. That doesn't mean that the vehicle is there now. That's just some information we received earlier.
You mentioned a pretty gory scene inside the house. Can you give a sense of whether or not this victim was shot or stabbed?
Yeah, we're not releasing the manner of death right now, but I can tell you, for those that may be watching that may know where the vehicle is and our persons of interest, which I think is politically correct for saying at this point in time anybody in the victim's truck is a suspect, there's a $3,000 cash reward to lead us to the suspects in this horrific crime. And the sooner we get this information, the sooner we can get them arrested. And the bottom line is we're going to find them and arrest them. So if you give us the information to find them before we find them on our own, you get $3,000. If you wait around and we find them on our own, the deal's off.
Sheriff, the person in the house and the person who was found on the side of the road, is there a relation?
We don't know the relationship yet to our two people who were significantly injured, one deceased and one significantly injured. We don't know their relationship yet. We have our teams on the ground working. Certainly we will identify those folks for you just as soon as next of kin is notified.
Approximate age?
I think one of them was born in around the early 60s and maybe one the late 40s.
As in the years they were born, not the race?
Yeah, the years they were born. All right. Thank you all very much. And
Sheriff, the deceased in their 60s and the person...
not 60s. We think they were, one of them was born maybe in the 60s and one of them in the 1940s.
Which one?
We don't know.
The deceased?
We don't know.
Okay.
At this time, we're still sorting that out.
Any information on that pedestrian accident?
Do you know where that is?
It's at Bates Road and Patterson Road. Bates and Patterson. And I'm gonna go up there in just a few minutes. We're in the process right now of obtaining a search warrant so we can do our crime scene here. Okay?